How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. My name's Lynn.
Good to meet you, Lynn. I'm Waylon.
Nice to meet you. And is it Revis or Revis?
Yes, Travis.
Okay, I had it right the first time.
Yeah, well, Beavis and Butthead ruined my name forever. So
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
dude, everybody could pronounce it until Beavis and Butthead came out. And then when Beavis and Reavis, my name's not Reavis, it's Revis.
Is that what they normally pronounce your last name?
Everybody pronounces it Reavis. I just don't even correct them. I mean, I've been like, it's been my entire life, and this now it's just like it is what it is. It's like if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. That's oh well. There's nothing I can do. I can say it till I'm blue in the face, but my name will never get pronounced right.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I myself am a native North Carolinian.
Oh, see,
Uh,
that's why you can pronounce it.
yep, there you go. That's why I already knew. But yeah, I grew up in Burlington.
Burlington. Okay, okay. That's right before you get to Greensboro, correct?
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah. My brother lives in Kernersville.
Oh, okay. So just a little bit down from there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Now I'm in Raleigh. So,
You're in Raleigh.
yep.
I spent a lot of time on the campus of NC State when I was younger.
Yep.
A lot of time.
Was it the actual campus or was it a party house?
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't say youth was involved.
Yep. Yep.
They go to
Definitely.
school there. If that sounds anything. I
That's
love the
hilarious.
Wolfpack. To be honest with you, I wanted to go to college there, and I ended up becoming a musician. Like my mother passed when I was 13, and I was in sports, and I was being scouted for wrestling.
Hmm.
Tons of camps at NC State. And then about my sophomore year, like I had too much going on in my own mind, and I became a musician. And
Yeah.
I got where I got to where I wanted to get to, but my end goal back then was to go to NC State and wrestle.
Oh, wow. Interesting backstory.
Well, I was wanting to be a Wolfpack. It's like everybody's Carolina, Carolina, Carolina. I was the Wolfpack fan.
Yeah. Well, I'm a Carolina fan.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You gave the world Michael Jordan. Thank you.
But yeah, absolutely. Um, but my first creative job, getting out of college was at NC State.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked there for 6 years, and still to this day, that was about 5 years ago. To this day, that's the one place that I truly miss, like actually going in and working the camaraderie of everything. And um, I will pull for anyone but Duke, but if Carolina's out, NC State's in.
There you go. See, I'll pull for Carolina. Like you understand, my whole family are Tar Heel fans. They're all Tar Heel.
Yeah,
But I like when I was young, like, and it wasn't about the team itself; it was about the color. I
right.
like I like red.
Mhm.
So so the Wolfpack, and I remember when Valvano took them to the Final Four and they won. Like that was a dream team. It's like that was a fluke. Like I still to this day, I don't think there's ever been a bigger fluke than the NC State winning the NCAA championship. There's never been a bigger one.
I agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
But I mean, come on, Dean Smith. Carolina's just like it's an institution. It's
Yes.
just straight up. Like that is just that's college basketball.
Yep. And I'm glad that we got to send Mike out the way he should go.
Yes.
When that championship game happened, I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
Forget. It's like you never pull for Duke. Duke is just
Yeah.
the Dookie.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do it. Well,
Okay.
thanks so much for meeting with me. I actually caught you and got some photographs and stuff at your Raleigh stop here at the Ritz on the Monsters tour.
Yes, yes, yes. That was an interesting day. Like you guys came out in like coming home to Carolina. Like I remember like being that I'm from there. Like I always played the brewery when I was in Raleigh. I'd always do that or the Cat's Cradle in Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I would do those. So like going to the Ritz in Raleigh was a first for me. I had been to the Ritz in Charlotte, but that was years ago. It was the sister club that was in Charlotte, the
Yeah.
Ritz. And I had seen my first concert there that was Korn, Manson, and Danzig. So like when we got to the Ritz, I'm like, I remember the Ritz in Charlotte, but I've never been here.
Yeah.
So but I remember the crew there, like super. I remember the sound lady that ran our sound that day because like we ran without a sound person, and
Hmm.
she was so professional, and she really knocked it out of the park that day. You know, she cared, and like took the time to make sure that we sounded good, and we were the only band she had to run, but like it was obvious that had pride with her job, and I was like very tickled because I had been in situations where I'm like, why are you working here? It's like because
Right.
when you're in the position that we are and you're open for these big bands, you don't have a really big budget. It's like everything you're making is pretty much keeping you in you're going to the next stop. So there's no crew, there's no drivers, there's no sound guys, you are DIY because like you the first foremost you just trying to get the band across to as many people as possible and keep the band afloat while you're doing it, and that's a nightmare. But it's like I try to make our setup because I do everything behind the scenes. I try to make our setup as easy as possible to where you could get the sound engineering for dummies book and and be able to run us.
Yeah, just hit a button and it just changes it all and you're done. I've
Yeah,
always
well,
wanted to do lights, like for
lights.
a band.
You gotta have a real good rhythm and understanding of atmosphere doing lights, like because like you can create so many moods. And
Hmm.
Stitch always handles lights. I'm not a light person. Like I never look at the stage. I'm looking off of the stage. Whatever you're doing, it's like I love when a light guy comes to me after. He's like, "What'd you think?" I'm like, I didn't see nothing.
No idea. I saw my feet. That was about it.
I saw the front of the crowd, and I don't know what you did because I'm smart. I do not
Right.
turn around into them strobes and try to swallow my tongue. I do not do that.
Yeah. God. But I gotta tell you, that was my first time seeing you as a performer. I
Oh, thanks.
unfortunately never got to see Mushroomhead until, the later years.
Okay, okay.
But I was very impressed.
Thank
I
you.
think what impressed me more was I felt like listening to your old stuff with Mushroomhead and even your early material with A Killer's Confession. It's like now you have found your voice or pretense your character's voice because
Yes,
it sounds like you're gonna make like a trilogy
yes.
album.
I'm Victim 2 is coming out September 19th,
Yeah.
and I'm already working on Victim 3, but that'll be the end of this story. And I'm deciding on what I'm going after that, but I'm enjoying this killer, being a killer's confession because I love this to play off the name. It's like, okay, it's the killer that's going to confess what he's done. It's like this, and I'm trying to decide where we're going to go. Because I mean, you don't want to beat a horse into the ground and continue the same story over and over. It'll get monotonous. And
Right.
a trilogy's good because you have a story arc and
Hmm.
you have your beginning and you have your ending. And then after that, I've got a couple ideas of where to go. It'll still be a story, but it'll be a new story. It'll be a new character. It'll be a new look. It'll be a different situation. So like I'm going to continue with the idea of living up to the name.
I love that. I love
Thank
that
you.
idea because you can almost reinvent yourself with each chapter.
Yes, and that's the whole point. It's like I have a couple ideas, and it's like I'm kind of creating a universe within this, and it's all going to revolve around the mask.
Mm.
It's going to all revolve around that, and it's like whoever has the mask is the killer. And it's like that. I did that idea, but it'll be a different person. It'll be a different scenario. It'll be a different idea, but it'll always like because and I think you can tell the music's not gory. It's not like I'm out talking about. I'm talking about the mental implications of what the character's doing, and it's like it's that old story of right and wrong.
Yeah, it's
And
beautiful, really.
Thank you. It's hard because like I feel like if I went to the horror blood and guts idea, I mean it's just been done and it can get cheesy. And I feel like psychologically, if we look at the character and take it into music of like emotions of like, what if this was a good person and they were put in a very tough situation? How are they handle it inside? And that's what a lot of our music deals with is like that more moral standpoint of like, I'm doing what I have to do, but I know it's wrong, and like the weight of that on their shoulders, and that's a big burden, for anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, in the case of this, that person carries it to each and every song.
Yes, he
Right.
does.
Yeah.
Well, he's a vigilante. I wouldn't really call him a serial killer. Like it started out like that, and I felt creatively that I couldn't go that far with it. It's like what I'm gonna name each song Paul and George. And just like I'm creeping up the steps. I got a knock behind my back. It's like where can you go with that? When there's no real purpose behind what they're doing. So I took inspiration from the Boondock Saints
Mhm.
with the simple saying, "Evil man, dead man." I was like, all right, we can start there. And then the movie. Have you ever seen Frailty?
Yes.
Um, of that, the hand of God.
Mhm.
Like this person's kind of been chosen to eliminate eliminate the weeds so the garden can grow type deal.
Right.
But they as a person that kind of burden like on a person like me it would be really hard to handle the severity and the weight of doing something so traumatic
Yeah.
to do the right thing.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the killer's confession stuff comes from. Like victim one, the first, it's more or less is psychological because he's got a split personality. He's got the side that wants to do it, and then he's got him, and they conflict because he doesn't want to do it. So a lot of the songs sound like he's having a conversation with himself. He is.
Yeah.
That is two sides battling like a good song. Voices. Aaron Nordstrom
Mhm.
from Syndrome. He played the other part of me,
Right.
and that is us talking to each other. And
Yeah.
I thought that was like one of the coolest things ever. Like, all right, we're gonna be me, but you're gonna be this side of me, and I'm gonna be this side of me. And Aaron just took the ball and ran with it. And in Victim Two, I made the character like really come to terms, so like he accepted this is who I am. And in Victim Two, we're gonna find he has a moment of clarity and like you realizing I've went too far.
Yeah. I've had a thinky thought.
Mm-hmm.
How bands put Kiss does it, I think Guar does it, but they put out comics.
Yes, it's been brought up to me, and I've
That would
thought
be
about
cool.
it. I kind of would like to see someone take this and take this whole concept and make a movie out of it. I think that this could actually be a movie because it's real. It dives into trafficking and things that normal, everyday anybody can get behind. Of like this should not be happening, and it's somebody that's been within the system and watched the system fail and watch people get away with it, and they finally just snap and it's like, all right, y'all ain't gonna do it. I'm going to. And that's where we come to with the victim. Because if you understand anything about a killer's confession, we have a saying. I'm not gonna say it on your show because I don't want to get you canceled,
Right.
but I'll do the abbreviation CAP. And
Yep.
if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But we are against any kind of abuser. We are against anybody that will harm a child.
Yes.
And I think you just put it together and you know what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
That killer is, and he knows he's doing the right thing, but to still, it's a person you have to do this to, and that's a weight and a hard thing to do.
Yep.
And but we believe what we say and we say what we believe
Yeah.
because I personally worked with children from trafficking. When I left Mushroomhead, I worked with children for a year that were from trafficking situations. I personally have seen the system fail. And a lot of this is based in reality of like how I feel deep down. Granted, I am not acting on it, but at the same time, I'm very upset and I carry a burden and I'll carry this burden for the rest of my life. And I have turned it into art where I can process this and I can process these feelings I have. but at the
Right.
same time, it's like this is it may be a concept album and fiction, but it has a foothold in a reality.
Oh, absolutely. And it can translate to mental health in general.
Yes,
So
very much.
I like that the story, you can follow it as the story, it could be like a legend of some sort of thing that happened, but the fact that it can translate into something that five people deal with differently every day, five different subjects, still listening to that song or this album all the way through, it kind of, makes things a little bit clearer. And I love that there's going to be an art to this. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to hear more about it.
thank you. It was the hardest album I've ever done. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. These lyrics are not. It's not contrived. It's not about being the hook and being the coolest kid on the block. I'm sick of it. I don't do this to be your pop band. I do not do this to be a chart topper. I don't see myself ever being that. But at the same time, I'm writing something that's going to live forever. It's a moral standpoint, but it's also it take that moral standpoint, and we take the psychological damage. So I'm dealing with a lot of different subject matter of like this is a lot of weight on this character, and deep down he is a good person. That's the thing. And the new album Victim 2, I actually say in a song, I'm not the monster.
Yeah.
I'm not the monster you think I am. I'm doing what I think is right. And he's just trying to he become the monster, trying to be the hero. But like you can't take the law into your own hand. I don't, it's like I'm writing about this and we have our shirts and we have everything we're saying, but deep down, I'm just asking for the system to step up and do what must be done to handle this situation because it's an epidemic and
Mhm.
it's very much an uncurable situation. Like it's a cycle and it never ends. And the only way to end is you've got to stamp it out where it starts.
Yeah. And mainly because of Interstate 85, but North Carolina is a hub.
So is Cleveland,
Yeah.
very big hub, and it's sad. And you think that this kind of stuff happens in movies? It doesn't. This is reality. This
Oh,
is
I
the
know.
world we're living in. And there was a good movie that came out, Nefarious. And if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. But it's just a conversation. The whole movie. Sean Patrick Flannery should have won an Oscar for this one. He was so good in it. And he says, he goes, slavery's real. And he goes, there's more slaves now than they were in the height of the Roman Empire. And he goes, the thing is, they're sex slaves. And it's just like, wow. And when you really put that in perspective
Mhm.
of like, and it's happening today in a time that this should not be happening. This is
Yep.
disgusting. And I've just took I say it. My principles are carved in stone. I've just took a standpoint. I will not reverse myself. I welcome cancel me. It's all right. I will not reverse myself on this because um, I love kids. I think kids are amazing individuals. They're truth tellers. They'll tell you the truth no matter what's going on. They're just amazing individuals. And to anybody that would ever hurt that,
Yeah.
you're a monster. You're just a monster. That's just disgusting. And so I take my art and I reflect off of that. And I also try to bring awareness to it and trying to help and to where people go back to the DTA. Don't trust anybody. These are children. Like you don't know the police officers, governors, principals, teachers. You don't know.
Right.
You don't know who can be trusted with your children. So you shouldn't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Trust is earned. It is not given.
Yes. Exactly. So I'm so glad that you like went into so much detail with that. It feels it to a fan talking to you obviously and then listening to the music. Now it's even more like I can connect the
Thank you.
dots to everything. And I
I,
understand that's what you're wanting, it's the passion. If anyone is passionate about anything, you're going to do a good job at it.
Thank you. Well, a good friend of mine's like, I'd never like really dove into that this had a foot in reality. I never really, and I was on the Static tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking, and they're like, "Where did this really come from?" And I told them the story of where I had worked with children and how this, and they just stopped. They're like, hold on, this is real. What you should be telling everybody, like this just put this in a whole different perspective because this has a foot in reality. Like this is based off some real truth in you. Why are you not telling people?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, Waylon, you need to tell people because they're like they'll connect to this more if they understand it." And they're like, "That is the piece that you're missing is there's not an understanding that this is based in reality."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right."
Well, you're gonna have your fans who I like the heaviness of it and don't really pay attention to the lyric.
Yes.
Oh, I love this to pump this in the gym. Then you're gonna have the people that don't hear the music, but just hear the lyrics and how they're spoken, how they are, you know, sang out, over different chords and stuff like that. It's weird how different music can make you listen to the words and stuff first before actually hearing the music. And I don't know, I think that's where you're gonna find where your true diehard fans are.
And we're finding we're becoming a cult band.
Yeah.
If you know about us, you know about us. If you don't, you don't. And that's okay by me. I don't want to be a TMZ band. I don't want to be, I don't want to have this world I can't be a part of because I chose to get this to a certain level. If it got there, it got there. I'll accept it. But I like being that band that I like small. About 1,000 people in front of me. And, that may not sound small to somebody, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to be in the shed doing 30,000 a night
Right.
where I can't go to Walmart. That
Right.
is a pleasure of life that should never be taken away. Everybody should have the ability to go to Walmart and just wander around aimlessly. That is a beautiful thing. I love it. And I have friends in the industry that have made it to that point where they can't do that. They
Yeah.
can't go and they can't just go to the grocery store. They can't, they got to order everything. They have to have an entourage with them. They can't go anywhere. They got security. I don't want that life. I would rather put the mask on and nobody know it's me when I walk into a room.
Yeah.
And I do it all the time. These glasses, they it's Clark Kent works. Like everybody's like, yeah, nobody know that the super. Yeah, they do. I have people all the time. When Waylon coming out? I don't know. He's asleep, and I'm talking to him, and they have no idea that it's me. I like that. I like that ability to be, in a crowd and just be another face, and then put that persona on, and they want to see him.
Yeah.
That's great because Waylon can go back to Walmart, go to the game section, and be like, "I'm gonna give me a video game tonight."
That's
I
hilarious.
am a simple creature. I am like video games and good food. That's all that's good life
And a
to me.
man of his word.
Yes.
Concrete in stone. Love that. I respect that actually.
Well, I got that from my father.
Yeah.
Uh, God rest him, Dean Reavis, my father, he was a man's man. And like he says, you're no better than your handshake and your word. And if you believe in something, believe in it. Don't half-ass nothing.
Yes.
You stand by it. Don't reverse yourself. He goes, if you're wrong about the situation, admit you were wrong about the situation. Be 100 all the time, and I get that from him.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, look, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I just have a couple more questions, kind of fun ones. What would be your
Yes.
dream collaborator?
Dream collaborator, Maynard.
Nice.
Maynard James Kane, dude, he's so good. Like I like that's the thing. I don't even know if I'd be able to do anything. I'd be like, wow. Like I would just watch such an artist, and he's so good at his craft.
Yeah.
Like I'd sit back and listen to Maynard when I need inspiration because he just does things so effortlessly, and he
Hmm.
has such a great voice. I would love to work with him, but not just to work with him, even if it was just to learn from him, just to learn how he approaches things, and just to but also just to sing with him would be an amazing, a bucket list thing. It's never going to happen, but he is just an amazing individual, and I've been told, it's like you don't. I've been in his presence, and I've never had the courage to walk up to him. I've
Yeah.
never had the courage because I don't want to be that guy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a huge fan. Like get out of here.
Yeah.
I would rather just sit back from a corner and be like, thank you for what you've done. I appreciate this. You're an amazing artist, and I appreciate all the inspiration you gave me over the years.
Yeah, definitely. Last question real quick. What lyric would you put on your tombstone?
Oh my God. Hmm. Oh my God, that is a great question. Hmm. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I got him.
You did, you get me.
Yeah,
I would have to go with our song Sun and say, can you feel the warmth of the sun? I will never be like the rest of you.
I love that.
It is the last line. It's it's a very much what the lyric means is like, are you human? Can you feel just the rays of the sun, the warmth of the world?
Yeah.
And that lyric is just asking, are you still human?
Yep.
Can you feel the warmth of the sun?
Right. Where's
And
your
then,
morality?
yeah, and then it turned around like, I will never be like the rest of you.
Wow. Yeah.
Like,
I love that.
it's a deep lyric
Yeah.
because like when I came up with it, they kind of said, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, I'm asking if you're normal. I'm asking if you feel like the rest of us.
Mhm.
That's the thing. Are you a monster?
Yeah. Love it. Full circle.
Yeah, full
Complete.
circle, total full circle. That would be a good one. Or or I could go a new lyric, and it's off the last song called "Hand of God," and it's like, um, "The hand of God to lead me to the end."
There you go. You got two
That'd
good
be a
ones.
good one too. That would be a good one too.
Now you and your wife have to decide which one do we do.
I think I'm just going to end up on her shelf and in her
Yeah,
purse.
that's that's what I keep telling even I have two girls. I keep telling them I'm like I want to be cremated
Hmm.
and then just put me in a mosh pit. Just dust me out everywhere.
I kind of want when I go, um, I like we'll have it public for the fans and everybody, but I don't want anybody where I'm at. I want to be taken and just put to rest to be put to rest. I don't want people
Yeah.
gawking
Yeah.
over me. It's like they can make a a memorial to me somewhere, wherever. I don't want to be there. I
Yeah.
don't want. I want to be put to rest to be put to rest.
Agreed. Well, thank you so much for your time. Let's please do this again. Maybe check back in with each other.
Anytime, brother. You know how to get a hold of me. You know
Yeah.
how to. If you want to do it, you're great. I love the interview. Anytime you want me back. Like I said, I'm working on the next one, and we can continue this conversation next time. And I can tell you where the story has gone because we're getting to the finale
Yeah.
of this album.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, bro.
How could you be so